the topic of the Super Bowl because I have a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. First being the halftime show. What's you guys' takes on the halftime show? Because I know mine. I want to hear yours first.
I thought it was fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Personally,
Yeah.
I thought it was dope. Rihanna, she's pregnant. You know what I mean? She's wearing red. All of her little minions are wearing white. They're doing dances. She's floating in the air. She's singing all the hits. Like, no, dude. I found myself every single song just singing along. I thought it was a great show.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm gonna be 100% honest though. I would between every commercial and most of the halftime show, I was listening to like 21 Savage on my speakers.
Hell yeah.
But I really did like from the time that my mom and Jersey's girlfriend made me listen to the halftime show. I thought it was one of the better halftime shows we've had in a while. I thought it was better than The Weeknd, and I thought it was one of the better ones we've had.
And it was cool how it centered around her too. Like there wasn't any like they were like it's Rihanna's show. It was about Rihanna. She was the star, and that was it. I thought that was
everyone's
solid.
like there was no special guest, and I'm like, she don't need a guest. Do you not see this? You know
the special guest was the baby in her stomach. Damn.
That's true. Yeah. What the fuck, dude? She already had two on stage, bro. So yeah, I thought it was great, man. I enjoyed it. People are like, it's basic, it's this, it's that. I thought it was nice. It was good. It was good. It was smooth. You know what I mean? And and she's eye candy. It was fun to look at. So it was nice, dude. I enjoyed it. And then we have the disgrace, in my opinion, Damar Hamlin. Okay, this fucking guy. Did you guys see what he wore? Did you see what he wore,
dude? That was wild.
He was sitting next to
pull it up.
He was sitting next to Travis Kelce's mom and the commissioner, right?
I know. That's like script. Okay. That's like so fucking the commissioner, the Kelce brothers' mom, and then Damar Hamlin.
Well, I just want to hold on. Actually, I just want to take a step back. I don't know if it was the AFC Championship or the NFC or what game it was, but it was the commissioner and the president's wife. Now, all I'm saying is
I don't remember
the president, they talk about his issues with, like being all the way there in the head. And it's just like, what is the commissioner?
You're talking about the president of
the United States of America. I'm just saying, it's just like him and the president's wife. And it's just like, what's really going on there? I'm just asking questions,
what? Bro. That outfit is wild.
Dude, so Damar Hamlin, he's wearing a jacket that says eternal. And then it's basically mocking Jesus Christ on the cross. He's got this messed up face, and it just doesn't look good. And there's just a lot of weird stuff, especially after, it doesn't matter. I'm not even trying to get religious right now. I'm just saying, though, after you had, not him personally, but the case was that all across America, they're like, pray for Damar, pray for Damar. And then he comes back kind of mocking that whole pray for Damar thing.
Yeah.
Did he speak on the piece of clothing? Like, was he mocking it, or was it, what is this mockery? You know what I mean?
What do you think?
So,
look at it.
I mean,
like, it looks like mockery to me, but like the interesting part is I've heard him say, like, I want to thank God for everything I've been through multiple times. So it's like, it was really confusing when I seen it. I didn't know what to think about it.
Yeah, it's so
what was on the front? There was something on the front.
Another another weird ass face of I'm trying to find the front. Here's the front.
It was the face. It was just the face on the back. Oh, Adrian Peterson.
Well, Adrian Peterson ripped into him about the jacket, and I was just like, rightfully so. But real quick, you were saying the commissioner was sitting next to Jill Biden. Then
it was just those two too. That's it.
Yeah, and they had a blanket over. Dude, they had a blanket over them, and their hands were under the blanket. There was a lot of movement. Nobody knows what was going on. But no. And then a couple days ago, Joe Biden gave like the speech or whatever, and I'm pretty sure Kamala Harris. Wait, Jill Biden walked in to where she was going to sit down and kiss Kamala Harris's husband on the mouth. And then they all sat down. And it's just weird as fuck.
Joe Biden kissed Kamala Harris's Husband on the mouth?
I would pay to see that. He's like, thank you, honey. Give me some ice cream. But no, it was Joe Biden's wife kissed Kamala Harris's husband on the mouth.
Oh, okay.
And,
Okay.
yeah, weird. So I bet the White House orgies are insane, dude.
I mean, think about it. The Playboy Mansion. I mean, it's got to be the same thing, right?
Except just way older. Way older.
Way older.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
It's pretty off topic, but is there a bunch of shit going on with Epstein's Island right now? Like, I thought I've seen some headlines about names coming out.
Yeah, essentially what's happened is there's like a list of names that are supposed to be coming out, right? It's supposed to be like legally it has to be, the records have to be put out. And that's why you're seeing all kinds of things distracting everyone from that information on these fucking weather balloons they're shooting down over the United States. And also, so there were like 5 or 6 of them yesterday on the Super Bowl. And like you just hear like they're shooting them down, they're shooting down all these things. And then today they come out and say no debris was recovered. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like if you're shooting down unidentified flying objects, wouldn't you shoot it down and then go collect all of the stuff you could to run tests and figure out what that is? There's just so many holes.
Just them testing that hologram technology.
Yeah.
My question is, like, if they're actually balloons, you'd think we could just like go and recover them instead of shoot them down and just kind of research what it is instead of shoot them down and not be able to find the debris. I don't know.
Why does everything about have to be shooting things down, right? Like, why can't we fly a balloon next to that balloon and be like, hey, what's going on? Like some friendly balloon traffic, you know what I mean? And then, but then if they pull it out, then maybe we shoot it down. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's crazy. I was listening to a podcast with Ryan Graves. He's a former fighter pilot, like those fast ass like fighter pilots, right? And they would do missions off the East Coast, and they said only until their radar technology was up to date, they had no clue. But as soon as it was updated, they started seeing on their radars, they were seeing there was flying objects above them constantly. Every time they would go out every day, and they always saw these unidentified flying objects. So then they would go try to, they're moving at what, like over, I don't know how fast does a fighter jet go, but they're going hundreds of miles an hour, and they would fly up to this thing and it would just zoop. It would, with no propulsion, no nothing, it would just leave, or it would fly directly past them, and they would get like the quickest glimpse of it. And they all said the same thing, that it was a clear oval with a black cube in the middle of it. That's what all of these fighter pilots were saying they were seeing.
Yeah.
Weird shit.
I watched a Joe Rogan podcast, and he had someone from the I think the Air Force on, and he talked about the same thing about when they updated that technology. They just see that shit everywhere. Yeah, everywhere, dude. It makes. I am like a 100% believer in UFOs and aliens. Like, I believe in that stuff. I do think we've been visited by aliens, but I'm not sure if that's happening right now. I'm not sure if it's China, America, whatever, or like World War III shit about to happen.
Yeah.
Or world, like, I don't know what it is at this point, dude. I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I have to realize, like, I'm never going to really understand what the fuck's actually going on. Like, I mean, I don't think any of us are.
That's why you can only look at your garden of the earth and just tend to that and just focus on the people around you, your friends, your family, your loved ones, and what you care about. Focus and tend to that. And everything on the outside is literally just kind of out of your hands.
If you think about it too, like think about ants, for example, right? And I think, Ryan, we've talked about this before. Like, can ants see us, right? Or can ants are ants conscious of human beings walking around the earth, right? I mean, they're so small. And then I'm sure there's bugs and other insects that are even smaller than ants that maybe ants are communicating, asking the same questions, like, and it just keeps going smaller and smaller and smaller. So how do we not know, or how do we know if there's beings or things that are above us that are causing different things to happen? Like, for instance, like, and I'm just asking questions, all right? Like, we step on an anthill, right? And for us, it could be an earthquake or something like that, or like a natural disaster of some sort, right? And to them, us stepping on their anthill could be some sort of natural disaster, right?
Right.
So what if we're fixated too much on the aliens look like animals and aliens look like people, or they can communicate? What if aliens, quote unquote, are just some sort of energy of some sort that causes different types of things that happen in our environment that we're just not aware of?
Or dude, what if they're microscopic? What if the aliens are microscopic and they just fucking but they're super powerful, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, people think that size means intelligence, right? Like, because we're bigger than ants, we must be more intelligent than them, right? Because we have these computers and these phones and stuff. You know what I mean?
That all stems to brain size, the size of your brain. You know what I mean? Like, dude, the size of an ant's brain has to be so goddamn small. But they're not completely dumb. You know what I mean? They, like, if you ever see them, they have colonies. They walk in lines. They use scent patterns. Like, they are a developed being in their own right. Obviously not like humans, because we're badass, we're jack tan juicy as fuck, but you know what I mean, they actually, ants are really strong too. What is it, like 10 times their own body weight they can they can lift?
They have like exoskeleton bodies. They're insane. They're insane.
Their damn bones hollow or something.
The point that you were making earlier, like about tending to your own garden, I really agree with. Like, I told myself, I heard this somewhere, and I was just like, I'm going to try to live by that the best I can. I need to figure out my own problems before I worry about the world's problems or anybody else's problems. Unless I love them, of course. Like, you know, my little brother's problems, I'm obviously going to care about his problems.
Yeah.
But, like, the world's issues, I can't really worry about the world's issues because I have my own issues I need to worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I try my best to live by that.
But I'll tell you what, man, it's always... And I've come in contact with this like very recently, and I don't really want to get into it because I want to save it for another podcast, but I'm kind of getting into it. Is when you hear about something happening like across the world, like the earthquake that just happened in Turkey, right? Like a part of me as a human is like, that sucks. That's unfortunate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then I pick up a mozzarella stick and I dip it in the mozzarella stick. I eat it. You know what I mean? And then I don't think about other shit, you know? But when it happens in your reality, when it happens like close to home, or it really affects you, like you get a whole nother aspect of how this shit works. You know what I mean? And you can't really blame people across the world for not giving a fuck, because you do the same shit. But also, like, now, like, something has happened like close to home and recently that I'm like freaking out about, and it's like I see people on Twitter already making memes or jokes about it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Don't you realize this is serious? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it feels like to me, the people that get mad about, like, if something happens across the world, it's like they're like, let's say someone gets mad at me for not like paying attention or like giving some type of energy in the form of like sympathy or empathy to, you know, another like disaster or something going on across the world. Those are the people that also aren't doing shit about it either. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they're just getting mad that you're not on the same wave. Like, oh, you should feel bad. Oh, you should do this. Okay, like, yes, I understand. Like, I'm not over there, and like I do feel like those people don't deserve that. You know what I mean? No one deserves for that stuff to happen. You know what I mean? But it's like, for you to get mad at me for something that I don't feel, you know what I mean? Not saying I do feel or don't feel a certain way, because like, obviously, like I said, that is awful. And like just Ryan said too, but it's like, you're getting mad at me, but what are you fucking doing about it? Like, are you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a hypocrite.
To be fair, Nick, they're posting on their Instagram story that they care. So
right, yeah, bro. And that's the thing. It's like, do you really care, or do you just want attention from other people? Just, you know what I mean? You just want attention, and for you to look like you're on the right side of things, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's mostly what it is. Like, they want to look like they care about it. Like, I don't know, man. I think I really don't think posting on your Instagram story means that you give a fuck, like, at all. I don't.
Right.
I think
it doesn't.
Like, exactly like you said, like, do something about it. Like, if you're that torn up about it, go out and help. Like, you don't even have to go. You don't have to go to this other country to help people out. Do something locally. Go work at your homeless shelter.
Dude, you could even, create a GoFundMe for the people in Turkey, and then just take all the money. At least you said it was in their name.
Yeah, bro. Here's the thing: why does something good why does everyone think that me doing something good for something else or someone else has to do with money or giving away money? It always revolves around money. Like, fund this, fund that. Why don't you get off your ass and go and fucking lift something for someone? You know what I mean? Why don't you go and donate some clothes, or why does it always have to be about giving something? It should be about giving energy and time. You know what I mean? And connection to other people. Caring, literal caring. So
I 100% agree with you.
I've never been to a homeless shelter on either side of it, like homeless or helping out the homeless. So I'd be interested, even just go one weekend, go to a homeless shelter with the boys and just give them a time. You know what I mean? We bring the hacky sack, we're playing hacky sack with them. We're showing them we're just having fun with them, taking their mind off of not having a home or something. I feel like if anything, I'm gonna focus on what I'm good at. I'm gonna just give these people an experience for the next couple hours. Let them forget about their shit,
You guys put them on an ice skating rink and you're just playing hockey with them and you're just hitting their ass on the ice.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Just absolutely torch the homeless people on an ice rink.
Jesus.
All seriousness though, I do think people should try their best to give their time to something just to help other people. I wish I could be more involved in the volunteer fire department that I'm on. I do wish I could be more involved. I'm pretty involved, but I want to be more involved, and I'm trying, and I'm planning on getting more involved because Zane's starting the process of joining the fire department tonight.
Really, dude? A couple of firefighter brothers? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude! Dude, I have a great idea. Let me fucking help you guys take photos and produce a brothers firefighter calendar, dude. I swear to God.
I'm in.
They're butt ass naked and they're holding axes, but the axe is covering their dick and they're angled a certain way. It's like those Sports Illustrated magazines. There's these certain editions where it's players.
Yeah.
And I remember they had there was a baseball player they had on, and he played for Detroit. It was that Prince guy, something Prince. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely not.
Maybe not. I don't know. I just remember it was just this big dude, and he was posing and shit. And hey, here's the thing, I do I respect certain agencies and stuff like that for putting people out there that are natural looking rather than the perfect quote unquote all put together, you know what I mean? Because you know what they say about putting someone, what that does to people's mental health. They see someone on a magazine and then they're like, oh shit, that's perfect. I got to work towards that. And then they starve themselves or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for the comedic value. Oh, his name is Prince Fielder. Yes. Prince Fielder. Yes. He had a baseball bat and he was posing and he just looked kind of funny. You should look it up. Prince Fielder, Sports Illustrated magazine, Ryan.
Okay.
I'm trying. It's the body issue.
Yes, the body issue.
Oh my God. Dude, this is awesome.
So I'm thinking you could do the fireman calendar, something. I see that.
Yes, dude. Yes. Bringing y'all the content.
Put it on the screen.
It's not on the screen?
No, we can't see it.
Oh, what the fuck?
There we go. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Dude, that's awesome.
Anywho, what were we talking about? Oh, you sorry, I got mesmerized for a moment.
Have you guys seen I hate to stay on this topic, but I have to say what I have to say. The longest yard. Remember when Adam Sandler's doing that photo shoot with his underwear with the old lady?
Oh, yeah, in the prison.
He lifts up his hands and the cowboy hat is on his dick. You could do that with a fireman's hat or something.
Hold on.
Oh, he's gonna give us a preview.
Right, he just comes
one of the. Hold on.
Yeah,
one of those fire helmet.
Just a kid. Yeah, you need to cool your jets, but so you want to get more involved in the firefighter department, and because last time we talked, you you said you were doing 24-hour shifts. You were staying the night there. You and the boys were playing cards. You were drinking coffee. You know what?
Yeah.
Are you still doing that, or what is that?
Yeah. So I work at Fremont Fire Department. That's my full-time job.
I see.
So those are my 24-hour shifts. I have one tomorrow. They start at 7, end at 7 the next day.
Jesus.
And then I get 2 days off after that. So the schedule's pretty great. Because I mean, I don't mind staying at the station with the boys for a day. It's actually pretty awesome. It is.
Yeah.
But my off time at the volunteer department, it's, you know, you get a call, you leave from your house, you go to the station, go to that call, and then go home.
Yeah.
That's all volunteer. That's all volunteer.
And are you driving? You're driving up to the scene in your Cadillac, or like?
So no, we're going to the station first.
Oh,
so
that's right.
Pull up in an engine.
You pull up in an
engine. Yeah, because I mean, if we pull up to a house fire in a Cadillac, I don't think you're gonna be able to put the fire out.
You just like run your car straight into the house. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So okay, yeah. So and what is it? So you're really enjoying your time with the Fremont Fire Department, and
I am.
you know, that's your full-time job. Are you still over at GNC? You know, delivering the supplements to the health nuts?
So no, I'm not. I figured so. Like your first year at the fire department's your probationary year, and so I technically don't have my job secured yet because it's my probationary year.
Gotcha.
You have to get
spot, dude. You're in the grid.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly. So I get tested by the department based on memorization of where tools are in the trucks. The GPM of that's gallons per minute that the hose shoots out. The length of hoses. You have to have that all memorized and keep it in the back of your mind, because I mean, going into a house fire with 150 foot hose, and you have to go more than 150 foot, you're kind of screwed. You know what I mean?
You're done fucked
so
up.
It's all exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a bunch of little stuff that you kind of need to memorize so you can stay safe in fire. You know what I mean? In the fire service, you have to keep a lot of little stuff in mind. I also have to have a medical card by the end of the year, so I'm in my EMT school right now.
Right.
So I mean, and that's tough. It's personally tough for me. Fire 1 and 2 came very easy to me because I mean, I think of Fire 1 and 2 like I thought of hockey. It's intense. I want to be the best. It's very hands-on.
Yeah.
That's something that's the first thing out of school I've strived for, like to where I want to be the best. It's the first thing. I love it. But the medical
is more of like the training, the physical training, like actually being active and stuff like that. And now you're in that 3 and 4, you're in the latter half, and that's all up here.
So there isn't a Fire 3 and 4. I'm not gonna say I'm done with my fire training, because you can do like schooling and classes your whole entire career. Like I'm doing a heavy rescue class in a couple weeks. Should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm an EMT right now to get my medical card, and it's a lot more tough. That's a lot more tough. And I mean, it's stuff you kind of need to know. Like we just had a call. My last shift, and this lady needed some serious medical attention, and we actually brought her back to life. Like we resuscitated her. Yeah. And doing CPR, it's really cool. It's really rewarding work. It is.
I can't imagine what it feels like to bring that person back to life. Like to know that you took this person who was dead, gone, and it's not just them you're helping; it's their families. You know what I mean? Their families aren't even there. So I'm sure sometimes too, and it's like they're in your hands. So it leads me to this question: what are some moments since you've been a firefighter that are like, what's like the most high intense situation that you've personally been in that you may or may not have come away being like, wow, I could have personally died in there?
Well, being as far in as I am, which is I'm about 3 months in.
Okay.
I've had one structure fire, and the way my crew does things are very aggressive. We're a very tactically we're offensive, so that means we're going in there and we're putting that bitch out. Like we're putting that thing out, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
my so we pull up on my first fire actually 2 weeks ago, and we get there on scene, and everyone in the truck's just saying, "Evan, calm down," because they know exactly how it feels. It's intense. I'm in the truck trying to remember everything you got to do, because I mean, you got to pull the hose properly, and you have to lay it out properly. There's a lot of steps to it, like that need to be automatic, so you don't mess up. And I did everything properly. There was fire showing from the A side window, the Alpha window. It goes Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. I don't want to get too into that.
Right.
The front facing to the street window.
Yeah.
There was fire showing, and it was a lithium ion battery for a drone.
Really?
And,
wow.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, because our last episode it was all about drones. That's
really
crazy.
Yeah, we interviewed a certified drone pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually I watched your clip on Instagram about that. So
yeah. So it was a lithium battery for a drone that had just caught on fire.
And those light up in seconds. Those will light up in seconds. It was smoke. It was black, heavy smoke from ceiling to floor. So it's zero visibility. If I put my hand here, I wouldn't be able to see my hand.
Wow.
All the way to the floor.
Wow.
And in a fire, you know, there can be a 300-degree difference, from even more than 300, from the ceiling to the floor. So you have to stay very low. You're in a very low position getting that hose. I was a little freaked out, because I was the only person inside at the time, because my other firefighter was doing a primary search for people inside. Funny story. There's a baby carriage in there with a baby doll in it. So he had a little panic attack for a second.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like, wow. Like, that's like some scary movie shit, honestly.
No, yeah. He had a little panic attack, but he completed his primary search, and he made his way back to me. There's nobody in the house, thankfully.
Nice.
Made his way back to me, and I have the tick around my neck. The tick is a thermal imaging camera. Because I can't see a thing, very skilled firefighters can read smoke. So smoke will flush to a fire, because the fire's starving for oxygen. So it flushes to a fire. I'm not skilled enough to read smoke like that yet. So I have the thermal imaging camera around my neck, and I hand it to him. He's right behind me. I hand it to him, and he can see the fire on the camera, and he's pointing right in front of me, like, hey, here, here, and here. So we had some really good teamwork there, and we got that fire out pretty quick.
Nice.
And the scariest part about this fire is I was hitting the ceiling for kind of like a sprinkler effect. And as I'm advancing forward, a lot of that ceiling started falling in front of me, and I didn't see it, but my other firefighter did. And he kind of jumped on my back and stopped me, because that ceiling was falling.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it's scary, man. There's hot parts of that ceiling that are falling down, and it's freaky, but I love it. The adrenaline, I can't believe it's work and I get paid for it. I can't believe I get paid to do this gangster shit, dude. Like, it is gangster.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is, bro.
Like, you're breaking into houses, you're trying to save people, you're doing your best to put out a fire. It's gangster. I love it, and I get paid for it, man. It's unreal.
So would you say is fire your biggest enemy nowadays, or do you have a good relationship with fire, or like, what is that like?
He pulls up to a campfire and he's like, put it out, put it out, put it out.
I won't lie to you, man. I love fire.
Yeah.
I love fire. Like, if I pull up to a house, obviously praying that nobody is hurt, nobody's inside, I want to go to a structure fire to put out a fire. And I mean, you know, that's the part of me like that wants that adrenaline rush and that excitement. And then there's another part of me where it's like, a person could lose their home or life today, But and then there's that selfish side of me where it's like I want to go do gangster shit and pull someone out of a fire and save them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
So
I
like
mean,
it's like
the reward of that job is insane. Much like I imagine, like, you know, this is a different kind of comparison, but you know, like a UFC fighter, you know what I mean? Like you train for a complete like war, a battle, you know what I mean?
yes.
And then you go in and you run that game plan and you do exactly what you trained to do, and you come out on the other side having won. And not only, you know, are you're getting the reward of all of your training being pulled off, but also the glory of fucking being a gangster firefighter and saving the day for somebody, you know?
Yeah, and I think the coolest part about it is, well, there's a lot of cool parts about it, honestly, but like my favorite part is the camaraderie with all of the guys.
Yeah, I want to talk about the brotherhood. Tell me about the brotherhood,
dude,
bro.
Closest thing I've had to a hockey locker room in my whole life.
Yeah.
Closest thing. I mean, you're living with these guys. You're cooking with them. You are going to battle with these guys, like in intense situations, very intense situations. People could lose their life. People are losing property, you know, medical calls. I mean, just as intense as fire calls sometimes. And you're going to battle with these guys. So you like you build some serious camaraderie there. And I work with some really good people, man. Like I have some great mentors. And I see him I see him on my time off. In the short amount of time I've been there, I hang out with these guys in my time off. I've never had another job where in 3 months I've been like, hey, you want to go grab a drink? Like when I was plumbing and doing HVAC, I didn't want to see those guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't really want to see you guys unless I'm at work, other than obviously a couple exceptions. I had some cool coworkers there too, but my point is that the camaraderie is great, man. Like you have really good deep talks. You stay up late. I mean, you're doing gangster shit, like I said. Like it's
there
really
like
cool, man.
Was there any like hazing to get in, or was there any kind of like initiation? Can you give us the deets?
So not quite as intense as a hockey locker room when it comes to hazing, because it is a government job. but they get after me. They get me. They've got me really good on some pranks. I remember one time I stood there and I did the dishes for about 40 minutes, and I was like, man, this is a lot of dishes. And they were like, we what we do is we form a line. Like someone hands me a dish, I wash them, someone dries them. And I noticed I'm starting to get a crowd in the kitchen, and I'm like, what is everyone looking at? And I'm just doing these dishes, talking to my fire, like, oh, because it's like within my first week. And I'm like, what kind of music do you listen to? And they just keep putting A1 sauce on dishes and handing me these dishes. And I'm like, and I'm just thinking in my head, like, man, they must be eating dessert in there or something. I thought it was chocolate syrup. And they just keep handing me dishes. And this went on for almost 30, 40 minutes, dude.
Wow.
And I turn around at one point and I'm like, because the only reason I caught on is someone put a heart design with the A1 sauce. And I went, wait a minute. And I turn around and everyone starts busting out laughing. That was a really good one they got me on. And I mean, we just all talk shit to each other. I mean, we all talk crazy shit to each other, but like it's out of love. It's strictly out of love most of the time.
Do you guys have any like regular things that you do during the week that you're like, on Tuesdays we go out bowling, you know, or do you guys do anything regular together, or is it kind of just the camaraderie at the Firehouse?
It's a lot of camaraderie at the Firehouse, and other than that, like it gets pretty random. Like I have a buddy that at the station, his name's Zach, and we work out together. Like we actually signed up for a half marathon together.
No way. How long is
it,
half marathon?
Yeah, dude.
How long is it?
It's 13 miles.
13 point something. I don't know. But like, I'm freaked out about that. I'm not a long distance runner. Like I'm more of like a power guy, like a strength guy. Like I'm not a runner. So. Yeah. But like, I was like, you know what? Like, I like getting out of my comfort zone. I do. Like I was freaked out 5 minutes before I got the email from you. And then like You settle in. I settle in quick. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like, bro, we used to really kick back. You know what I mean? It's like we're boys. You know what I mean? It doesn't take long to just like snap into it. You know?
Dude, not at all. Like all you have to do is tell yourself, like, I'm just kind of having a conversation with the boys, and whoever sees it sees it. I mean,
of course,
you know what I mean?
What have you ever heard of those Tough Mudders or like gladiator races where it's like you have to climb over a wall, you have to crawl through mud with barbed wire over top of you, like that type of shit is what I want to do. And they're like usually 5Ks. I want to come back to Ohio and do some shit like that, just like, you know, get crazy and like.
I would totally do that with you.
And paintball.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing paintball, dude. Yeah, we're gonna be.
That sounds fun.
You're in, dude. We're coming, and the dress code is short sleeve t-shirts and jeans. Okay, that's it.
And jeans.
Yeah, dude.
Ryan wants us all to wear jeans so he can show that he's the only one wearing jorts.
Jersey,
okay.
Dude. Jersey would definitely be in.
We're gonna have a hell of a time. We got a little bit off track. We were talking about the brotherhood. We were talking about the training. The pranks. So you grew up with a brother, obviously, Evan Zender, Tank. And he's awesome. Did you guys have any sibling prank wars growing up?
So, not so. I would just annoy the shit out of them to get a reaction 90% of the time. But I'm bringing a lot of fire station pranks home with me. So for whatever reason, Zane doesn't have a doorknob on his door. Like it broke or something. No clue. He just doesn't have a doorknob. And he was taking a nap the other day, and we have like this really strong air freshener that just annoys the shit out of everybody that we never use. And he was asleep in his room taking a nap one day. Like, it's kind of a shitty prank, but it was hilarious. Like, I just kept going up to that doorknob and spraying the spray in there, and he was screaming at the top of his lungs. It was hilarious. And I'm so excited for Zane to get involved in the fire service, man. Like, I am ready for it. Like, I think if he ever did get a job at Fremont, dude, it'd be so awesome. Like having my brother work at the fire department with me and like us working together. Dude, it'd be so cool. We'd make a calendar. We would make a calendar.
You're going to make a calendar, and I'm going to help you do that.
The Zender Firehouse brothers.
And on the pranks real quick, there was this one, I mean, it only works like one time and then they're up to it. But you get a bowl, right? And you fill it with water. And you go up to the ceiling and you put the bowl up to the ceiling and you hold it with your hand. You get down and you grab a broom, and then you put the broom, and now you're holding up the bowl to the ceiling with a broom. And you're like, I used to do it to my sister. I'd be like, Alexis, I caught a bug. I got a bug. It's big. And so she would come in. I'd be like, here, hold the broomstick, and I'm going to go get something to get this bug, you know, like a paper towel or something. So now she's holding the broomstick, and there's water in the bowl. And then I stand there and watch her. And now as soon as she lets that broomstick go, the water in the bowl's going to fall on top.
Yeah.
So then she's got to bite the bullet, and you just watch her.
That's great.
And but it only works once because she'll never fall again.
I feel like it'd be funnier if you put like milk in it or something.
Milk in it, yeah.
Like a bowl of milk.
Right. So, dude, it's like a family affair. I mean, your brother wants to get into firefighting. You're a firefighter, and your father is a sheriff. So it's like, do you think that's nature versus nurture, or do you think it's in the family? Is it in your guys' blood, or do you think you were, because your father was in this, you know, in the public service type thing, that you kind of went into that?
So it's hard for me to tell, because I mean, every single person, like almost every person in my family has been sort of like a first responder or a medical responder. Like my mom, nurse, my dad being a sheriff, my grandpa was a sheriff, and my grandma was a nurse. So I mean, it definitely runs in the family. But I was told my whole life from my grandpa and my dad, don't be a cop. With the climate things are today, I don't want to be a cop. People tend not to really like cops, and people love firefighters. So, I mean, I was like,
dude, that's so true. Like, I've never heard anyone ever say anything bad about a firefighter. ever.
Yep.
I cannot remember one time someone was like, "Yeah, fuck that firefighter. I hate firefighters." You know, firefighters get like. I always remember as a child, like firefighters are the ones who help the old lady get the cat out of the tree. Like that's such a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he gets roasted about that. Doesn't your brother say, "Go get a cat out of a tree" all the time to you?
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, I'm not even saying that to be funny. Like, I'm just being like honest.
No,
like, firefighters are good dudes. My cousin, he's a firefighter. He would like do the fires in California and stuff like that, the forest fires or whatever. He's stationed in Virginia, and he's been moving around from like Tennessee to Virginia or whatever. He doesn't really get active like that anymore because like that shit really does take a toll on your body, and so he's doing. Right. I'm not sure exactly like the details behind it, but it's like I do like have a certain respect because it's like you've been saying, it's like you put your life on the line for other people, you know what I mean? Right. When their life's on the line, you know, and you don't even know these people, you know?
Yeah. And I think another one, I keep going back to the best part. Another great part about it is nobody really wants credit, man. Like nobody wants credit for saving somebody. Like if they get put in the paper, I have guys on my department that if they get put in the paper, they use a fake name, like because they don't want the credit. Like that's not what they do it for. It's not what they do it for. So like these people that I work with are just, they're class acts. They're great people, man. Like they don't do it for like their 2 days of fame on Facebook or in the newspaper. They don't do it for that, man. They do it because they're good people and they want to help most of the time. Like I work with some really good people, man.
That's awesome.
And like the act of it is humbling in itself because it's like when you in your personal life are probably like, man, I got to do this or do this or do this. You keep in the back of your mind, well, I did just put out this fire and this person's house just burned down to the fucking ground. So it's like, I guess like what I've got going on really isn't that bad when you put things into perspective, you know?
Yeah, dude, believe me, like this job has put life in a great perspective for me because you run around in some calls and you see some pretty sad stuff. Like, and I'm not saying like seeing somebody, well, like seeing someone pass is obviously very sad, but like some people's living situations, like it really puts it in perspective, and it's you know, it really makes you thankful for what you have. Like it has really, just going around Fremont, like my hometown, like I have been very sheltered, like even in my hometown, like there are some living situations here that like, it's tough to see, man. Like you'd hate to see this person raised in this environment, or like, it's humbling. And, you know, nobody really wants that credit for going in and helping these people. It's cool, man. It's a cool, humbling job, and it takes some really good people to do. It really does. I think I have the best job in the world. I genuinely think I have the best job in the world.
That's badass. That's badass. Awesome. Now, is firefighting a young man's game, or how long are there jobs for older guys in that scene?
There absolutely are jobs for older people. But what you're seeing right now is, for a very long time, it was super hard to get a firefighter job.
They're letting anybody in. Look at this fucking guy.
No, yeah, seriously. I mean, no, but in all seriousness, like all these people, they're retiring. They're retiring now.
Right.
So, I mean, you're seeing a lot of these stations, especially mine, transitioning from these older gentlemen that started when they were in their 20s, retiring now, and now it's the younger generation getting hired. So our station is very, very young. We have a lot of young guys, but I mean, it's just because a lot of those people they're retiring now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's honestly good timing. It's good timing to be a firefighter if you want to be a firefighter. It just is.
Heard. I'm signing up.
Yeah,
do it, man.
I'll be at the Fremont Firehouse, dude. It's gonna be sick.
Dude, yeah, we'll just get the whole squad in there.
Yes. I'll be honest. I mean, that kind of camaraderie that you talk about, man, that is second to none to a hockey locker room. I mean, I'm chasing that high all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I have my boy Nick. I have Joe Money. I have my people around me. and that's why I'm excited to get back to Ohio for a little bit of time and really just be able to have that camaraderie and see my boys again. And there's something to that, and I can be like, it's just like when celebrities are like, I can't even, like LeBron was like, I can't even go to Starbucks and do anything normal. But also the trade-off is you're LeBron James. And I'm like, I'm traveling and I've been all across the world, but also I haven't developed like those like strong friendships and that bond with, the people I grew up with, obviously.
And I think as we grow up too, like we see more and more, like no matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, it's like it's always the people that are around you. You know what I mean? It's always the connections. In any place you're at, in anything you're doing, you're always with people, right? So you just want to be surrounding yourself with the right people. And I think it's awesome that you've not only found something you like to do because it's fucking gangster and you're helping people, but it's like you get to be around some dope ass people, who you really vibe and connect with.
I do. And I think like Ryan was just saying, like, Ryan's basically LeBron James. He can't even get a coffee without people being like, hey!
Hey, you caught me.
But you do build a very strong chemistry with these people. But on the flip side of that, like I'm in town a lot, and like I went through. Do you remember when we talked about me traveling with you for a while? I went through like a little thing myself where I was like, I want to go see the world. So like on the flip side of that, like as much as I have that great camaraderie with people here, it's also the flip side of that is, damn, I feel like I'm not really seeing much. You know what I mean? So there is a flip side of that
sword,
too.
Man, it is a double-edged sword. And that leads to my next question, how, do you see this job evolving into something more down the line? Do you see, or is this going to be just like you had mentioned with those older gentlemen who did this for, they got hired at 20 something and they've been doing it until retirement. And obviously the future has yet to unfold, but what do you kind of see in, the layout for your future?
Dude, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. I personally don't see myself switching up to do anything like maybe I'll move up in the ranks, try to be like a lieutenant or something. I don't want to be a chief or assistant chief because I mean, they have to do a lot of paperwork, a lot of pencil pushing. I don't want to do that, man. Like, I don't. I'm sorry, I definitely like as a firefighter, like there's a lot of flexibility with time. So we get Kelly days, and that's a paid day off once a month. And by taking a Kelly day, you essentially get 5 days off because the schedule works 1 day on, 2 days off. So say you work your shift, you get 2 days off, and then you get your paid day off, and then you're off 2 more days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, I mean, you basically get a week off once a month.
Holy smokes, dude.
It's awesome.
Week off once a month.
Could you ever see yourself doing like the forest fire thing and traveling? Like, is there like traveling, like my cousin, he does like the traveling firefighter thing. Could you see yourself ever doing something like that?
It's really, that's not something I've thought about too much yet because where I'm at in the fire service, I'm still so early. Well, I mean, that's something I'd consider down the road if I'm like, I don't see myself getting burnout because how much I love it right now. But if I were ever to get burnout or wanted to switch it up, maybe I would go to California to fight forest fires. Like, that'd be awesome. Like, but I definitely, with the flexibility of the schedule, like what I was getting at is like, let's say you stack a couple Kelly days and take 1 vacation day. You almost get like, you could end up with like 3 weeks off at a time, taking like a vacation day and 2 Kelly days. So like, I have with this schedule, I have a lot of time to either do a second job or if I decide I want to travel somewhere, I can and that adds on to why I think this is the best job in the world. You get so much free time. Like it's the job satisfaction, the free time, camaraderie. It's the best job in the world, dude. I'm sorry. It just is.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm really happy for you that you found something, you're really settling into and, it's something you can enjoy yourself and build a brotherhood. And dude, that's fucking awesome, and I'm really happy for you, because you were working with the plumbing, right? And it would just that was when we were talking on the phone, you weren't sounding as excited or as passionate about that as you are with this. So I think that's a great turnaround.
That was a pretty tough time in my life, man. Like, there's a just a eerie feeling about not having it figured out. Like,
bro.
depending on how you are, like, you could either be a super free spirit and like just do whatever. And I feel like you guys are kind of that way. You guys are such free spirits that, like, you know what, the next step, it'll fall into my lap eventually, and I'm going to have fun while I'm here. And I feel like that's how you guys are. But I didn't have that quite figured out yet when I was doing plumbing and HVAC. Like, I just thought, like, this is going to be my life. Like, I'm going to be a plumber. I'm going to want to go home, grab a 30 rack of Busch Light on a Tuesday, and forget about my day. I thought there was a point in time where I thought that was going to be my life, and it was scary. And I am not discrediting plumbers or people that work in HVAC. Like, there are people that are built for that. Like, they just are built for that, and they do awesome. But it's just not for me. It wasn't for me.
I mean, you got to have them, right? I mean, you gotta have them, and I mean, people do take those kind of people for granted, because it's like, for people that like are higher up in the world or whatever the fuck, or do a different job or whatever you want to call it. It's like, who are you calling to get that shit done? You know what I mean? The people who signed up to do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to touch on your point about like the not knowing, that eerie feeling about not knowing what you want to do or something like that. It's just like, I can totally relate to that, because through my travels, I've been doing my online business school, and I finished. And like, when I finished, it was like the most anticlimactic thing. It was like the fucking Superbowl. It was like, I went through this whole journey, right, of getting this shit done. Like, I just little by little, and I got it done. And I'm sitting there at my work, because I was working at the front desk of my gym in Key West. I worked at the gym in Key West, and then I was a dock boy on top of like what we do here. But I sat there and I'm like, wow, I'm done. And then it's like, and then it's just like, I'm doing research, trying to find a job, freaking out in my head, like putting all this pressure on myself. And it's just like, it's like that feeling of just like, what the fuck? Like, everyone goes through it though. And that's why I reminded myself. It's like, everyone hits that point where they're like, real life hits, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just, it's such a trip. But that's the thing.
Scary feeling.
And this is kind of like a different topic, but kind of like along the same segment. And that's why I think like the educational system and how we build up kids from like growing up to like graduation is like so not efficient and fucked, because it leaves people in debt from college. It leaves people not knowing what they want to do in situations where they feel lost and alone. And it's like, it's never even talked about. Where it's like they pressure you into figuring out what you want to do, a major or job and all this. And then it's like, they don't tell you, oh, everyone goes through this period where they need to figure it out. And it's okay to not know what you want to do. And it's okay to travel, but they just put that pressure on you. And it's just, I think it's really fucked up.
I think the scariest part about like what we're like, the way that we're being brought up through the educational system right now is you don't have two choices, but the way you kind of look at it in high school is you have two choices. It's either I'm going to go to college and go into debt and try to get a job after that. Maybe I won't. Or you're going into blue collar work and working 60 hours a week. What's your choice? I mean, it's scary, man. It is. That's the way I looked at it. I mean, that was my perspective. And I feel like that's a lot of people's perspective growing up in high school.
But I think that's all by design. I think I've talked about this in way like the earlier episodes, is that the educational system is all by design to make people, just good, obedient workers that don't question anything and do exactly what they're told. And when you said there's two options, blue collar work or go to college and be in debt, there is that third, is work your ass off and be an entrepreneur and be your own boss. You know what I mean? Which you have to do some of that blue collar work at first to be able to do that later down the road.
Definitely.
It's a ton of work, but honestly, I'll tell you what, putting in that work and putting in those hours is going to outweigh working for the man your entire life. Me, at least, I know I am looking for every opportunity to make money. Like, I'm coming up with plans, not it's not what is it called? Like scam. I'm not scamming. I'm literally just coming up with any way, any cool idea to make money, bring people together, and do what I love. So I'm constantly just thinking of different ideas. But boys, okay, go ahead, Evan. I know you wanted to add a little something to the end of that.
I think a lot of people are waking up to that third option. I think I like with TikTok and I mean, I think a lot of people are waking up to that third option. I mean, that's a lot of my For You page is that third option of work and get self-employed and do things yourself. Like it's easier to make money than ever now. And you know, they talk about the Matrix a lot. I mean, depending on your stance on that, but I mean, I think you know, there can be realistic takes on the Matrix. I mean, it doesn't have to be Andrew Tate talking about it, but I mean, there are some interesting takes that you can take away from the Matrix that apply to real life.
Just like the Bible, dude. It's all a metaphor. That when they say the Matrix, it's a metaphor for the way the world is structured right now. There is a certain way that the world is structured and things move, and there's a certain way. And breaking out of that norm, we'll call it the norm, is all that they're talking about, breaking out of the Matrix. And so by everyone making fun of that, they're basically devaluing the metaphor that is, you know, breaking out. So I think people are just focusing way too much on the actual words instead of the metaphor and the greater picture for what is actually being talked about, you know?
Right.
And it's really interesting because you would think that the Matrix doesn't want people to become self-sufficient and become entrepreneurs and stuff like that. So for us to be even able to view that information on the TikTok, on your phones and stuff like that, it makes me question it. I'm
right.
a guy to question everything. So it's like if that's the last thing they would want, why am I getting this information? You know what I mean?
No, definitely.
Which is interesting, but yeah, it's really bizarre how all of that shakes out. But this has been a little heavy. I would like to lighten it up with a little would you rather.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, we got the first one here that I've looked up. Would you rather have forks for fingers or balls under your chin? Now let's talk about this.
Forks for fingers? Are you kidding?
Dude, that's so easy. That's so easy.
Really?
Yes.
So, dude, you're telling me
Give me the argument for balls under your chin.
Turtlenecks. You have a turtleneck for every day of the week. You're wearing a different turtleneck. They're warm. You're keeping them hidden. You only show them to the people you really love. And then, you know, if you go on a first date with somebody and you got forks for fingers, you can't even hold hands. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Go like this. You can be a real gentleman. All right. You can put there. You know.
But then, you can't touch her body. She's like, "What are you gonna do? Sashimi? You know this and that. It's weird, bro." All right,
I'm more skilled with your feet. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Start climbing trees with your feet. I mean, here's the thing. You say turtlenecks, bro. You say turtlenecks. People always talk about. All right. I'm gonna just say two things. People say that turtlenecks are itchy, right? And then. What are the most itchy part of a guy's body sometimes? Your balls, right?
Damn.
Like people say you got itchy balls.
Like you have a problem.
My balls,
like
no, we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. People say your balls itch, right? It's like I'm just saying, I feel like that is a recipe for disaster. Turtlenecks and balls under your chin. I mean, come on, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think there's any argument you could give me that I'll be like, give me balls on my chin.
You'll never have anyone look at you seriously in your life ever again. It's like imagine you're looking this way. You're like, hey, sir. Hello, and then balls just dangling. Like, are you kidding me?
Dude, I think forks on your fingers could be useful. Like, I think it could be really useful. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you have weapons on your hands now. You can eat with your fingers whenever you want. I'm sorry. Yeah. Forks on your fingers are kind of badass. I kind of want them.
I already got weapons on my hands, boy. Okay, So I think you guys are all right. You guys really. You were strong in that one. Okay. I'm going balls on the chin any day. But
he loves his turtlenecks. Any excuse to wear a fucking turtleneck.
Would you rather have your parents see your sex tape or watch your parents' sex tape?
That's
yeah.
tough.
My parents are watching my sex tape. They'd be proud of me.
Well, no, it's like, well, here's the thing. It's like, how long? I mean, does the duration of the length of watching it matter? You know what I mean?
How about your eyes are stapled open and they're both 5 minutes long. Each of them are 5 minutes long. So it's like, and vice versa.
And I have to sit there with my parent and watch it with them, or is it just like, do I have to sit there and watch it with my parent? Like, do I have to sit there with my parent and watch the video?
Well,
like,
if that's the case, I think you could, if you're smooth about it, you could really take away all the awkwardness. You could be like, you know,
I could narrate it.
I was really getting after it there. You see how I dug my heels into the ground to get the leverage? Like, you know what I mean? You know, you could really.
I think I'm with Evan. They're watching my sex tape.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it wouldn't even be a tape; it'd be a TikTok. It's like a solid 2 minutes.
Yeah, mine would be a Vine. Mine would be a Vine.
A YouTube short. A YouTube short.
And the last one, potentially the hardest one. I don't remember exactly how it goes. I'm not reading it, but it's something along the lines: your mom and your girlfriend, they switch bodies, right? So your girlfriend's in your hold on. Your girlfriend's in your mom's body and your mom's in your girlfriend's body, and you have to have sex with one of them to reverse it. Which one do you have sex with?
Oh my god, dude.
It would be the girlfriend's body, for sure.
With your mom?
Well, I'm just yes. I'm saying girlfriend's body because I can get that out of my head in a way, right?
It's because every family reunion, every Christmas, every dinner, you're like,
talk about that.
You don't talk about it, but you remember what you did. You know what I mean? At least with your girlfriend, it's between you and your girlfriend, and you're the only one knows who did what you did to your mom's body.
Shelly, if you're watching this, Brian's on the opposite side of this. Just saying.
Don't you do that to me.
Dude, you don't win either way, though. So, I mean, you might as well do what's less traumatizing for you.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you cannot win in this situation. You're not.
I'm going mom's body.
Dude.
You're fucking sick.
Dude, I would rather deal with it than every time I see my mom. We know we had that connection. We did that. Instead, it's just me doing it. It's not.
Hey, to each their own. I guess. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
dude, that's wild. Yeah, I'm going girlfriend's body. Yeah.
Oh man! All right, I like that. I needed a good laugh. We had some heavy talking, but I want to talk about being a good customer. When you were working at GNC, did you ever give away free shit? There's our answer. Because I'll answer this. I'll say this. The thing is that every single job I've ever worked at, I've given away free shit all the time. And
well, bro, oh my god! Sorry, I have a thought.
The thing is that in my place of work is like I'm giving away free shit that doesn't mean anything. Like, like somebody when I was a bartender, they'll come and they'll order a cup of coffee from me. And we sit there, we have a good conversation. I'm like, all right, get out of my sight. You get it for free. You know what I mean? I've just given away a ton of small stuff, lots, millions of dollars worth. But the thing is only to people who deserve it and who treat me like an actual person. So like I have this one customer come into the float center I work at, right? And most of the time people come up, they're really excited for their float. We'll have a conversation. We'll be like, we'll talk and stuff. And I feel good. And if they need anything at the drop of a hat, I'm going to get them whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
But there's always this one lady that comes in. She'll never look me in the eye. And she'll just walk right to the back to her room. And I get it. You had a long day. You're here to relax. I get it. But then when she leaves, she like almost makes it a point to never look at me and just be like, I'm like, have a great night. And she just walks out of the door.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she didn't do anything wrong to me, but she's not a good customer. Okay. And so that day when she walks in, she doesn't say anything to me. And then she walks out without saying anything to me. Then shortly thereafter, she comes in and she's like, I lost my keys. You have to find my keys. They're somewhere in here. Find my keys. I'm like, I'm sorry, miss. You never talked to me before, ever. And then all of a sudden you're in a tough spot and now I'm supposed to save the day. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't want to find your keys. Go look in your room for them or whatever. What I'm saying is that I go to coffee shops and I talk to people and I make them feel seen. I tip them good. We have a fun time and they give me free shit all the time. I get free shit all the time. And maybe it's because I'm giving it, but I get free shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now answer the question. Have you ever given away free stuff?
So I think I could relate this question better to my time at the orchard.
Okay,
because I mean, I have had some really shitty people come in at the orchard. Like, so, but I've also had really awesome people come in there too. Like, I've had people come in and like order like $5 worth of drinks and tip me $50 before just because they're good people.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty scatterbrained to be a server. Like, I am not the greatest server in the world, but I always made it a point to be extra nice to everyone I was with. I'm like, you know what? If I messed up on your order, you're gonna be getting a discount or something for free. Like it's going to happen. But I mean, like there are times where like this guy ordered extra dirty martini, whatever that means. I'm sorry, I drink Busch Light.
It means more. It means more olive juice. Extra dirty is just olive juice. But anyway.
Yeah, like, okay, be a weirdo.
Right, seek help, Bob. Seek help.
And he got. I actually put it in correctly this time. I put it in right, and you know what? Bartenders have a really stressful job, and it wasn't as dirty as he wanted it to be. And he was really disrespectful, dude. Like he was really disrespectful to me, and if it were up to me, like I had to go get my manager because he wanted to speak to my manager. But like, if it were up to me, he's paying double. He's paying double.
Sure, dude. Yeah, 100%. Oh, dude, I'm charging you for the extra bread, dude. I'm charging you for the air you're breathing in this vicinity, dude. Like I'm charging you for everything at that point. You know what I mean? And I've had people like that too, where it's just like, you know, dude, I'm at a point where like I don't let people walk all over me like at my jobs, and it's not because I'm about to leave, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like I just have the self-respect where I'm just like, dude, like I'll logically fuck them. You know what I mean? Like I'll sit there and really have a conversation with them and point out why and where they're wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll be honest and be like, oh yeah, I screwed that up. My bad. And I can do that. I can do that. You know what I mean?
Well, something that Joe and I always talk about is like, and I'm not in the best way possible. It's like people really try you and they think they can beat you with words.
Yeah.
Little do they know, not saying like on an egotistical thing, oh, they don't know who they're talking to, but really it's like you don't know how anyone really could make you look like a dumbass, like fast. You start being a dick, you start acting out in your emotions. All I have to do is say something really logical to make you look like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
Work there. So it's like your place of work, you know how this well-oiled machine runs. So it's like anything that they could possibly say, you can make up.
Yeah, dude, one time I ran into this guy at one of the guests at the marina I worked at. I was doing the pump outs, right? And he must have not liked how I brought the hose on the vessel or something. Now, mind you, I'm doing pump outs. I'm pumping your shit out of your vessel. Have some goddamn respect, you know? So it's like, I got to throw the thing in the water after because I want it to suck water. So if I take it right off of the thing, there's not shit going everywhere and it's seawater instead.
It's his shit too. It's his poop.
Yeah.
Right. And so I literally like, obviously, like I know I've done this a million times, right? I throw it in the water and the hose is probably sticking like maybe 2 feet in the water. And the water in the depth of it is like, it's like very deep, like 20, 30 feet. And he tries to say something smart to me. Like, oh, don't you know if you put the hose in the water, it might suck up the sand and like really like, and he was just mad that I brought the hose up because the way he didn't want it to. And then it's just like, it takes everything in me. And it really didn't at that point because it's like, I gave him a smart comment back. I'm like, yeah, just to let you know, I'm only putting this in a foot in the water and the seawater is also, it's 40 feet deep.
Yeah,
dumbass.
You don't know.
Like,
so wait,
dude, right.
Nick,
bro,
Nick,
like,
tell Evan the story about the first time you did a pump out on the ferry. Your first.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Bro.
It doesn't
this is not for, the ears of children. All right. Anyways, it's not the first pump I've done because I've worked at the marina since I've been.
Yes, my bad.
I've worked at it was the first pump out at the Perry, or the second or third pump out at the Perry, right? And they got a really good system at the Perry, right? It's got a lot of pressure. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You open that thing and and so I may have, dude, it was a bad day, right? This is the start of the new year. This is January
just started this job. I got him this job
of this year.
No. This is 2022.
Okay.
And mind you, I don't drink anymore. I've actually gone a year since February 10th, 3 days ago without drinking. I don't drink alcohol.
Congratulations, man.
Good for you, man.
Thank you very much. But I was very hungover this day, and it was my second day of work, January 1st. Got hammered the night before, showed up to work an hour and a half late. I wake up at 9:30. I'm like, the sun is out, and I'm like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? And that's how my day started. So first thing I do is I do pump outs, right? This is probably like 20 minutes into me being there, right? 30 minutes into me being there. I'm on this vessel and I'm like, maybe the day's not going to go so bad, right? You know, I'm feeling good. I'm talking to Angel, my coworker, you know, the camaraderie, right? It's great. So I open the hose, right? And they always say to open it slow, right? Go slow. You know what I mean? Because
you get a nice big whiff of it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. You know, I love it. But you know, everyone makes the mistake. You open it really fast, right? So I was just like, fuck it. Open. Boom, dude. It was a mess. And really, that's all you need to know. Honestly, it was a mess. The guy on board happened to be there. His shit was everywhere. I just dropped the hose and jumped straight in the ocean. It
was all over. Where was it on your face? Was it on your skin?
I just jumped straight in the ocean. That's all.
Oh my god.
Dude. Yeah, it was bad. But you know, if those two things didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know what they say? Everything happens for a reason. That was pretty awful. But you know, we never, you know, had that happen again.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to add to the point of like kind of customer service, like before we leave that topic completely. I feel like a lot of people really want to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
And I read a really good quote the other day, and it was, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
True.
Like
facts.
And I feel like people want to be the smartest person in the room, but I don't think that should necessarily be the case. Because I mean, what are you learning if you're the smartest person in the room?
Ego, bro. Ego's a bitch, man. You know what I mean?
It is.
People get so caught up in their ego, and we were talking about. We won't go too deep into it, but we were talking about a earlier episode with my yoga mentor and really good friend Randall, how we think that like overcoming ego and berating of your ego could be a path to enlightenment potentially, because then if you don't have ego, then really you're the opposite of ego in a sense, I guess, would be humble maybe, or being humble, or I'm sure, you know, you could look at it from different angles, but I think ego gets people in some really tough spots, you know?
It does. And I mean, I struggle with it sometimes. Like when I walk into the gym, I won't lie. I really don't talk to anybody. Like that's like, I take that as like my time. Like I don't want to talk. I don't want to say I don't want to be friendly, but like I kind of don't. Like I kind of want to do my own thing because, you know, that's my time to just let it out. You know what I mean?
No, I'm the same way though, bro. It's like you're there to put in the work in and get your health right. You're not there to socialize. If you want to go socialize with people, you would go and, you know, go hang out with your friends or go to the Firehouse or do something like that. There are times, you know what I mean? But I don't like it to be forced, right? If it happens naturally and someone's like, asks me a question or asks me if I'm using a machine and something just pops into the conversation, that's a different topic. But I don't want someone to come up to me and like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're not there to pussyfoot around.
No.
So Evan, on the topic of fitness, you mentioned because you're all bummed out. Philadelphia loses, and Jack brings you McDonald's. What's that like? The fast food and this amazing physique you have, like what's that balance like for you?
I wouldn't go to amazing physique.
All right, that the shredded physique you have.
Ryan wants all the secrets.
You're right.
You
I
know, like honestly, like a lot of people say like the work, like the ratio it should be is 80% of your work comes in the kitchen and 20% comes in the gym. I approach it completely different. I approach it completely
At least he's
different,
honest.
man.
At least he's honest.
Like
dude.
I do,
And it's
like,
working.
I work like I am very intense in the gym. Like I take that shit dead serious. Like I don't play around. I'm hard on myself. I give 110% in the gym, kind of like I did in hockey. Like kind of psycho about it. Like but I have, now that I'm working out with Jack, I've started to count calories because I want to cut. I do want to cut. But I just ended up drunk and sad and wanted to eat McDonald's last night, and it happened.
No, yeah, I totally understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a couple days like that too, where like I'm like, oh, I've been eating healthy for like almost 2 weeks straight. Like I'm allowed to have just this little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, I think that like it's all about balance, right? So I was actually talking to my mom about this, and I'm no health professional. So if there's any health professionals out there listening, watching, feel free to correct me. I'm just asking questions. If I eat perfectly healthy, right? If I eat all of my vegetables, if let's say I go vegan or whatever the fuck, if I don't eat
vegan's
meat,
not health, but
no, but okay, yeah. Anyways,
and
if I eat really healthy, right, and then I have one cookie, right? Couldn't that one cookie or that one ice cream really fuck me up? Like, shouldn't I have a nice balance of bad things so that my immunity, in a sense, is I have good immunity to things like that? Like, for instance, like I told you, like I'm exposed to like gas at work. I'm exposed to people's shit. I'm not really worried about fucking if I have an extra cookie or some McDonald's every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess you don't want to be like Liver King. It's whatever.
Yeah.
And so what are your drinking habits like that with the physique and stuff? Because I know for me, one of the biggest reasons I don't drink is obviously I don't really care about it anymore, and it's not really where my head's at. I'm so focused on other things. But also when I drink, dude, my recovery when I sleep is so much worse. Like I wake up not feeling motivated to go to the gym and not ready to take on the day and skull fuck it like I usually do. And when I don't drink, dude, I do those things consistently all the time. So that's why I've cut it out. What is it like for you?
So I have not cut out drinking completely.
I'll have vodka, but I don't drink beer no more. I haven't had beer in like 2 months.
Yeah. So honestly, even a couple weeks ago, I had a pretty crazy week in Cincinnati with Jordan, but that's a whole completely different story. But it was rough. I pissed on the floor, but
did you piss? Did you take your dick out and piss on the floor, or did you piss your pants on the floor?
I took my dick out and pissed on the floor.
I don't know which is worse.
Well, I'm not going to name any names, but Ryan once told me a story about a certain individual that was so wasted that he was pissing drunkenly through his pants a full stream.
Yeah, he was pissing so hard that the stream was coming through his khakis.
Oh my god!
And he had his hand on the refrigerator. It was the night of his birthday, and he wakes up drunk, puts his hand on the refrigerator like the wall when you're pissing in the toilet. And he's pissing just huge puddles, and I'm shaking him, trying to wake him up. He's not answering. So eventually, I just had to throw a whole paper towel's worth of paper towel all over the floor, and he cleaned it up in the morning.
So Jersey's girlfriend was the one that caught me pissing on the floor, and she just went, "Evan, no!" Like I was a bad dog. Like I was a bad dog. And I woke up when she said, "Evan, no," and I was like, "Oh."
And somehow she was under you, like
It was like a water. It was like a fountain.
And be a jet ski. I'm just joking.
No, she was like, "Evan, no," and apparently all I said was, "I'm gonna go finish in the bathroom now," and she cleaned up my piss like a champion, though. She did a great job.
Wow.
And I woke up the next morning. I woke up the next morning, and everyone's like, "Morning piss pants," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, Really? And I remembered, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude! Like,
And
this is not."
Were you
What were you saying?
embarrassed genuinely, or was it just like a funny story? Because I know, like for me, I would have to deal with like, what else did I do that night if I was, you know what I mean? Like I hate those. I haven't had those haunting moments in a long time, and I don't want them again.
Yeah. So I actually did a lot of other dumb shit that night too. I ended up wandering off by myself. I ended up in a frat basement for a little bit.
Jesus God.
Made my way home. I had a good time, man, but I was genuinely embarrassed because
Mhm.
this is not just Jordan's house. She has roommates. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
right. And
she has roommates,
you're the friend she had over, you know.
and I'm the friend that pissed on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
Hey,
friend that
but
pissed on the floor.
yeah, dude, I've had some haunting memories from drinking
Mhm.
too that I'm still fucking processing. But
Yeah.
hey, that's life, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got super off topic there. Did you still want to hear my routine for when I do drink?
yeah.
So what I typically do when I do drink, like so I can recover well the next day, is I will sleep unless I have obligations the next day. I will sleep until whatever time I need to. I will wake up. I'll first thing first thing I do. I wake up. I will go to the gas station. I will get a Gatorade, the Gatorade Pedialytes.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I will proceed to drink a gallon of water. And when I'm done with my gallon of water, I will take pre-workout and make myself go to the gym.
Nice.
And my recovery is honestly good. Like last night, I was pretty drunk, and I had a pretty good back and by day. Like today, like
Yeah,
I had a
and you're
pretty good day
drinking
today.
you're drinking beer?
So I like to stick to seltzers, and if I am drinking beer, Michelob Ultra.
Nice.
But like I've had the last couple weeks, I've had a couple glasses of bourbon, and they haven't been too bad.
Nice.
I'm not gonna act like I'm a giant fan of it, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I stay away from the carbonation, dude. That bloating feeling, dude. Like I finally lost all of that bloatingness and all of that puffiness and stuff, and I don't want it back. You know what I mean? So I'll just if
No,
I
yeah.
do, I'm having fucking vodka cranberries, doubles, you know, shit like that,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you know, just some. I literally now that I don't drink like practically ever, like one glass of vodka, I'll be buzzing. I'm like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
and I can just have fun. I'm like this fun light buzz. So I think I just reinvented my relationship with the alcohol to where it doesn't control me. I control it, and I have it
That's
on my
good.
terms when I want it. So yeah, it's been really beneficial to kind of do that process.
And like Nick said, I mean, Nick said you have to have a healthy, like he was talking about balance earlier. You know what I mean? Like, but that had to do with fitness. My balance is like I will go 110% in the gym and put myself in a place to where I can work as hard as possible.
Yeah.
It's not always the healthiest place. Like sometimes I intentionally put myself in a bad place to work harder.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I do.
Motivation.
Like Michael, yeah, it's motivation. I intentionally do that sometimes. I will not lie. But like I also balance that with being able to go out and have a good time and eat the food I want to eat. Like if I'm taking the gym that serious, like to where I'm putting myself in a bad place, sometimes there needs to be a balance to where I can have a good time, maybe eat some foods I want to eat and have a drink.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree with
Yeah.
you. I like it. It's all about
Yeah.
that healthy balance, man. It's the yin and the yang.
Exactly.
Well, Nicholas, do you have anything else for our boy Evan Zender here?
I don't have anything for Evan, but I did want to talk about my yoga event coming up, Namaste Nights. So I'm hosting a yoga event called Namaste Nights with Nicholas at Soul Stretch Yoga over in Catawba, between Catawba and Port Clinton. So I'm taking my love for yoga and I'm taking my love for music festivals and electronic music, and I'm trying to mesh the cultures together. So I'm not going to give too much information away, but it's going to be on February 24th, March 24th, and April 21st, 6:30 p.m. Fridays. Those dates are all Fridays. You can check out my Instagram for any other information or go to soulstretchmobileyoga.com. And there's also information on the flyer that will connect to our podcast and stuff like that. So love to see you guys there and join me. But if not, I just really want to talk about it on the pod just to let everybody know. It's going to be a great time. High energy. Lots of different music. It's going to be a completely different experience than what people are used to in both scenes. So
dude, I love it. It sounds so
That's
badass.
awesome.
Everyone, go to Namaste Nights on February 24th this month, and obviously there's other months too. But Evan, stay on after this. I've got a couple words for you. But everyone who watched this episode, thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, send this to everyone you know, your friends, your enemies, your grandparents. And tie the link to a pigeon and send it somewhere in the world. Get this out there so we can shine the light on Evan's story and all that good stuff. Evan, go ahead and promote your Instagram and all your other socials, because you got some funny meme pages out there.
Yeah, the old Finsta big_tasty12. It's classic. I mean,
you can't beat it.
You can't beat it. You really can't beat it. I really don't have anything to plug. Awesome. I just wanted to hop on here and just talk to you guys and bullshit. So
yes, Evan, thank you so much for spending some time with us and working this out, man. You know, taking time out of your week, and I thought this was super fun, and we talked about a range of different things.
I had a blast.
Good. I'm super glad you enjoyed it, man. This was, you know, I was really looking forward to this episode, so I'm really happy you came on, man. And everyone watching, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out, guys.